All right, so let's see what we have here. We have the mending card. Right underneath we have the humor, discipline, success, truth be told, why, the fates, and grief. As soon as I put all these cards here, the whole message was plain. This has to do with the way that we navigate through life. The way we navigate through life is by trying to deny the way we feel. Instead of mending through grief, because we don't think grief is mending, we think grief is grief. But let me put it this way. You ever have a headache? And instead of searching out why you may have a headache, you know, sometimes it happens. You've inhaled maybe something, you know, outside. The air quality was bad, gives you a headache, something like that. Doesn't matter, you were working where, you know, the air may not have been great. You're stressed out. You have all of these things, but you don't question. Let's say you just have a headache and the first thing you do is you grab a bottle of a pill to take the headache away. This is what we live like. We don't question where the headache came from. We just keep feeding it things to make it go away. It's like, make it leave, make it disappear and go away. And it's one of those things where it's not the answer. Not truly. That's not how healing happens. So, grief has its own way of letting you know, first of all, that you're in dissonance somewhere. That something's not going well. You have the truth be told right underneath it, right? This is telling you the why, which, by the way, the card came in, why. It's right there. Why do we discipline ourselves so much? Because we think that success is ours when we do. Lack of discipline means failure. Discipline means success. You have the card of humor on one side and the card of grief on the other. Humor is the one where if you're happy, you don't glitch anything, right? Everything is at a stable. Everybody's happy. We want to keep everybody happy, but we forget that it's not in happiness that the greatest things start to happen. The biggest technology or the biggest finds happen. The biggest advances, that's the word I'm looking for. It's through dissonance. It's through staying up in the middle of the night not knowing the answer. Grief. Going around in your head and hitting that bottom, that low, that headache where you're going, why is it not working? The one thing that I'm going to tell you is that just before I started this reading already. I read it for a bit. And then suddenly I heard a noise, and then I went to look at what the noise was. And then I was downstairs and I decided, well, might as well have lunch. And then I brought lunch up and started having lunch. And what I needed to do was to finish this reading. But this reading is being very disruptive in my life right now. Doesn't really want to be finished, but I will finish it. But as I said yesterday in yesterday's reading, there's never any coincidence in what happens to me while I'm trying to do a spiritual reading. It's what comes in. And I just noticed something that I hadn't noticed when I first sat down. This Truth Be Told card, this 5, I thought this was a book. 5 is the Hierophant for me. Truth Be Told is justice, you know, laid out ways of doing things. But if you see, what you actually see is that the owl is offering you an open window. But it looks like a book. And in the Y card, it's somebody leaning over to grab that book that has wings. What you do want to do is find the why. Not to blindly follow, not to go through the window as an escape route, to look at the window like I look at it from far. But look, if you look at it, it almost looks like he's holding a book, isn't it? Like look at it the way I'm looking at it, right here. See it? Almost looks like he's holding an open book, but what he actually opened is a window. And both of those work. Books can be an open window when there's no more doors. But a window can also be an escape plan. So they both apply here. This is that kind of thing where you're going, is this a book to help me find another way? Or is this a window to help me escape so that I don't have to look at it deeper? You have to ask yourself that question. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with humor. I'll say this much. Humor is a great thing. Humor lightens your soul. But humor in this way, I see the Buddha on here, and all I think about is these people who do gratitude. Another example for you, right? The people who say, I'm going to write 5 things I'm grateful for every day. My question to you is this. If you write in that gratitude journal and you have to find, if you're not just writing it down for prosperity so that you can look back and go, oh, look at all the things I was grateful for. Because your memory fails you. Because as humans are memories, we forget the things that we're happy. It's like a little memory ledger. That's fantastic. Do it for that. But if you're actually taking that book and your shoulders sag and you go, I don't know what I'm grateful for today, then wouldn't the answer be to find out why you don't feel grateful in your life rather than trying to find things to be grateful for? That's the thing. This happy Buddha in this card, he's telling you. At the top, there's the mending card. Right here. If you... The way to mend this is to find the cause of why you can't laugh through your life. Why you are unhappy. Why you have to look to be grateful instead of just simply being grateful.
Okay, so the thing that you need to do right now, you have discipline, and underneath you have the why. Okay? That's the next part that we're talking about. We've been talking about mending and humor. Why? Why is discipline the only way? When you veer left to right to do things, sometimes it brings some different insight. Why not? Like a good friend of mine suddenly just went, we could make a TikTok short out of this. We could. We could bring Pisces to TikTok and drag in a whole bunch of new people. That's a barrel I haven't looked at. That's something I haven't looked at all. It's less disciplined in some ways for me, I think, TikTok. But why not? Right? As long as it's fun. As long as it's in line with what you're doing, why not? So I'm just saying, like all of these things, I ask the why. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm not particularly wanting to do it right now. I've got other things that I'm doing, but why? Why is 31? 31 is the real building. That's a real stability in 4. In asking why in everything. And that's when you find success. How can anything and everything contribute to your success? Not just the things that are in place, not just the things that you know take a pill for the headache for, but the things that go deeper. Go find the answer. Go find the why in the grief, right? And people are going to go, grief is not good for you. No. Staying in a state of grief 24/7, not good. But if you're frustrating, if you have grief, have you ever asked yourself why you're crying? Why are you frustrated? There might be a very good reason for it, right? You're working at something. It's not working. You keep doing it, and then you put days into it, and then you're frustrated and you start to cry. And people tell you, oh, don't cry. Don't take a break. Go sleep it off. Drink something. That's my favorite. Go have something to drink. You're probably dehydrated, right? Because I cried. Why are we so, hell-bent on mending? They think that humor is mending grief, but it's just masking it. You're just masking it comfortable in a comfortable wrapper that's more digestible. We don't need that. What we need right now is to feel our goddamn pain. We do. We need to feel it. And when we feel it, we get fed up with being in it and we want to find a solution to it. That's when the real work begins. You cry long enough, you start going, why am I crying? I don't want to feel like this anymore. And that's why right there, the why. Why am I crying? Why am I unstable right now? Why do I feel this way? We've stopped asking why. And we need to start again. This is it for me, for you. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves.